What's up, everyone? It's Brian at The Inevitable You. I hope you're having a great day. In this episode, we're going to be talking about how to create a legendary relationship. With Valentine's Day coming up, February is typically the month that we focus on love and relationships, and it's arguably the most important thing that we talk about here. It's the most significant area of your life. You know, it trumps everything: money, health, business, anything that we talk about here at The Inevitable You. This is the one area that impacts everything. It really impacts the quality of your life, the quality of your relationships. So we're going to be covering the very first steps that you need to take if this is something that you want to focus on, how to create your legendary relationship or your search for one. And the next few episodes, we're going to be diving even deeper into some more tools. How do you do this? How do you do it with your current relationship? And this also applies to not just your romantic relationships. It applies to all relationships, whether it's business partners, colleagues, friends, children, everything. These same tools and rules apply. So hope you enjoy the content. As always, again, this content comes out of our weekly Tuesday night Q&A call for members. You can go to our website if you want to check those out. Sign up for your 30-day free trial. You also get access into our entire content library, a whole course that takes you through the process of upgrading your mental software. So you can try that out for 30 days. It's only a $39 a month program. And in these Q&A calls, this is really your chance to explore these concepts even further. Really get to apply these tools, these concepts to your life. Ask me any questions that you want. We always have amazing discussions there. So would love to have you. Would love for you to check that out and have you as part of the community. So again, enjoy the content. Have a great rest of your day, and we'll be back next week with more great content. All right. So as I mentioned in the email to you, with Valentine's Day just around the corner this weekend, I couldn't believe it when I looked at the calendar. It's like, whoa, sneaked up on me a little bit. We've typically focused on love and relationships for the month of February, and so obviously this will be our first call of the month. Focus on relationships, and I want to preface all of this with any time that we're talking about relationships, always, if this is the case for you, and as necessary, add a or search for. So this content, these tools, this isn't just for current relationships, romantic relationships. It's relationships of all kinds. Be it friendships, relationships with business partners, colleagues, anything. And if you're currently in your search for a partner, a romantic partner, all these same rules and concepts apply. So make sure that you keep that in mind and add that if it's necessary, if that's the case for you. And remember, we're always here for you as well. If for instance, you're in a search for one, or you've had trouble finding a partner, that's definitely in our wheelhouse. It's something we've certainly helped clients with over the years. So make sure that anytime that you either have a question as how this might apply in that case, or you're looking for additional support, these calls are for you. Remember, you can send in questions beforehand, open your mic, make this anonymous if you want, but we're here to help you find and create your legend, your legendary love and relationship. So first few questions I want to start off with, as you're pondering this content, as you're thinking about what this means for you, you're getting more content and tools throughout the month. I really want you to be thinking about, I've already said legendary relationship. it's often not really framed that way for most. And not many people are truly asking for that. So the very first question is, are you asking for that? Have you ever thought about that? Have you ever wished for that? Are you focused on it? Is that your intention? And why or why not? Again, for most, it's going to be a why not, and because 90% are in pain, trying to get out of pain, in that away pattern, focused on fixing what's wrong. So less pain on your best day is a great outcome, and it's rare that you're focused on a legend in that moment. Or if you've struggled to find a romantic partner, or maybe haven't been in the greatest place with your current partner, it that consumes the focus, it consumes the thoughts. So to frame this differently, to put this in the towards, to be one of the 10% that asks for this, that takes action in this kind of frame of mind, it's a complete game changer. Moving from trying not to spill the milk in your relationship to how do I pour carefully and how do I pour epically. Yeah, it's a huge difference. So the next question, what limitations do you perceive? What do you believe might hold you back from having a legendary relationship? Is that even possible? Why do they exist? Is it just an old story that you tell yourself? Is it, from maybe family of origin programming that says, yeah, legends, it sounds nice, it's a cool idea, but hey, just, above average, that's good. That's a great outcome, as long as, it's not divorce and we don't fight much. And I'll give you some other examples of what some of these family of origin rules and equations might look like. For most, again, that's a positive, but those are also limitations. It's not a bad thing. It's not a judgment. It's consciousness to know that some of these things that you might think are beneficial or empowering could in fact be disempowering or limitations, and can prevent you from experiencing the legend. And then, if you know what the limitations are, what have you done about them? Why haven't they been solved yet? Is it just a touchy subject? Is it, something that would maybe create even more pain if it were to, you were to show up differently in your search or with your partner, challenge each other to be greater? Is that a more painful equation versus how do we shift this to a more pleasure, less pleasure towards pattern scenario? So really getting conscious, knowing, what may hold you back from solving maybe certain things that you're not so pleased with in your relationship. And then, most importantly, do you have the vision of what you really want? And is it at a level 10? Is it epic? Do you have an I have a dream speech, for instance, of a legendary relationship? So keep that in the back of your mind as you're pondering the content. These are amazing homework questions. If you want to do some great journaling, tonight, this week, this month, as we're exploring this topic, these are some really fun, exciting, should be goosebumpy things to be thinking about and answering. Now, if we just did relationships 101, just the basics, in applying Inevitable You tools for all aspects of life, remember, We're talking about the operating system, but this would be an example of what we've called application software. And so getting very focused on your love software, the same rules apply as to, health or a business, money, all the topics that we explore, all the same tools apply. And so we just got done in December and some of January talking about goal setting, goal planning, goal keeping. So right off the bat, if we're going to do that for other things, do you do it? Do you write your goals down for your love, for your relationship? And you might be thinking, oh, goals, they're so to-do-ish, and it's my relationship, it's more meaningful, and it just seems just trivial to do a goal setting, to write a goal down for my relationship. Well, what we know about success psychology is 65% of people, they're not even writing things down. So if you want to immediately drastically enhance your probability of success, whatever you're trying to create, yeah, this would be a great first place to start. Write the goals down, because really it's, what are you targeting? Have you set that on a piece of paper? Have you gotten really clear on it? Can you look at it and, what would a benchmark look like? What would a SMART goal even look like to improve a relationship? Because it is in this more qualitative, emotion, harder to track progress towards than, let's say, a financial goal or a health goal. With health, that's probably the easiest way to see immediate, quick results. See whether it's on a scale or a strength target or just physical appearance. And when you're in more of these emotional kind of things, it can be harder. But yeah, there's ways to set SMART goals to reach your legendary target that you're going to set. And everyone and most people can say maybe their goal is less conflict, or to go on more dates and just to feel happier. And you might even think about these things, but again, who's writing these things down? Because when you write it down and you talk about it and you put a stake in the ground, together, or again, maybe by yourself if you're in your search for a partner, this is why, this is part of this 101, and it's absolutely crucial that you start here, because just like you do this at work, you'll get closer. You'll know how you're progressing towards your target, not just leaving it hanging there. When we do the collapsing of the quantum reality of all these thoughts that are floating around out here, this chatter, and yeah, it'd be nice to do this, and yeah, we could be happier, and oh yeah, that really bugs me. I really want to work on that, and it just remains as thoughts as you're driving to work and doing your journaling just in your head, and not really written down, not really decided on and committed to and integrated with your partner. It's just this thing that's floating up there. So to look at, well, what would more dates, is it one more date a month, two, what three? How do I quantify this? What are these actions that I can tie to this legend that I want to create? Be it more passion, more romance, just overall happiness levels with my partner. It can't just be a be happier. It's got to have something quantitative to tie to it and put on a piece of paper. So remember, I said this in the email, you know how to set goals. You do this at work. You even know how to set stretch targets. You know how to put the plan together. We just covered a whole bunch of content on this. And if you're still having a challenge with this, make sure you're asking a question on the call, or you're, sending me an email. How do I do this with my relationship? So you know how to do these things. And again, do you do it for the most significant area of your life, your love, and again, not even your romantic relationships, your relationships with everyone? How do I improve my friendships? How do I improve my relationship with my child, with my boss? Because, for your partner, for your romantic partner, this is most likely going to be the person you're going to spend the rest of your life with. So, yeah, this is why it is the most significant area. And who wouldn't want that? Why wouldn't you want that? Why wouldn't you want legendary for the most significant area? And why wouldn't you apply all the same success tools in psychology that we talk about to this area? The rules, all the rules apply here. And, I alluded to this earlier, for most, if you're not doing this, and if your goal is to not divorce, not have something bad happen, and that gets you to this above average place, and that's good, that's a positive. Again, this is not a judgment. Just know that's not the most upgraded form of the software and the psychology that you can be running. That is our away pattern. That only brings less pain on your best day. It does not create legend. It does not create the extraordinary place that we are all capable of when we set the intention, when we set the target, that this is what we want. Because what we know about success psychology that applies for all humans on the planet, you set your target, yeah, you're most likely to hit what you're aiming at. And even if you don't hit it, the odds, the probabilities are tipped way, way, way more in your favor as far as success. And if you miss it, you recalibrate, you think, why didn't I hit it? You upgrade your approach next time, you re-aim, reset, and you continue, and you learn from the misses, you learn from the falls. And you know that to set no target, well, yeah, that's just the same as, you've heard the saying, maybe, the no decision is a decision. Yeah, it's a decision for nothing, or maybe even chaos, or maybe to be at the mercy of what other people are wishing for and wanting. So, you follow this same process, and remembering that failure, and failure could be just missing the target. Maybe you're a little bit off and you don't quite get legendary yet, but failure is built into the process, because this is where our management tools come into place. This is where failure is lessons and growth and wisdom and an acceleration towards what you're manifesting, to what you're asking for. So are you really truly worried about failing at your relationship targets? Because even a failure, when this is the intention, is going to create a better outcome than no intention, or a less than or away pattern intention. And, oh my gosh, just setting an amazing relationship, a legend as your target, you're going to be amazed. You're going to be blown away at what starts to happen, and the depth at which you get to explore, and the quality of the relationships that you get to have when you show up as this person, when you commit to this as your outcome. And, remember, all the other things that we talk about here, all the other psychology, all the tools, all the software applies here as well. It's all part of the operating system for Legend. So you got this. You got this. The question is, will you do it? Will you write your goals down tonight or this week? Will you really apply all these things, these concepts that we're talking about, and try it out, see what happens. See how it improves a relationship. Does it create a little bit better? Wouldn't that even be a great outcome? So it really comes down to your application of this.